know what a proverb is, bro?
Not a story, but like a message in a sense of...
Okay, like kind of like a message or a slander or a wise saying, right? Like you ever heard the saying, if you want to hide anything from a Negro, put it what? Put it in a book. That's a slander, right? Why do they say that? But that's what I'm saying. So, but why? You might not what? Not necessarily that we don't know the book, because this book, what book is this? This is the Holy Bible. You know the Holy Bible, right? You got one. I'm sure you got about 4 or 5 of them, right? So you know about the Bible, but we don't read. That's why they say that, because we do not read. So if you want to hide anything from a Negro, put it in a book. That's why they say that. Read that again.
Verse 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment,
right?
A proverb.
A proverb, because we don't, just like the proverb we said, read.
And a byword.
What's a byword? What's a byword, bro? You don't know? What's a byword?
Proverb and byword. I ain't too familiar with that one. I can't give you an answer.
All right, check this out. What's it say right here?
American black.
Just this side. What's that say?
American black, West Indian black, Haitian, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican, Guatemala, Panama, Mayas.
All right, so check this out. Where do you see yourself on this side? I'm gonna show you something.
Where do I see myself?
Like,
you say black, I'm all over there.
All right, so you would be an American black, right?
Yeah.
So I asked you what a byword was. American black is a byword.
Bring it out.
African American is a byword. Black is a byword. Haitian is a byword. Bro, you getting ready to leave? I'm showing you the true gospel, bro.
I gotta get back home. I gotta get ready to work.
All right, you got a flyer? Hey, on the back of that flyer, there's some contact info, man. You got a phone, right? All right, good. But so American black is a byword. You see what I'm saying? Cuban is a byword. Puerto Rican is a byword. All these right here are bywords.
I got you.
You know why? Because they're outside of what God called them. So read that again.
Verse 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
We're going to be called outside of our name, black, cool, Negro, things of that nature. Read.
Among all nations.
So anywhere that you are, any nation that you're in, there's a name for the black man.
Right.
There's a name for the Hispanic man and the Native American man. Outside of what God calls you. Read.
Whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Anywhere that the Most High God put you, because the reason why we went to slavery was because we were disobedient. So we're all over the world. So anywhere that you're in, whether you're in Africa, China, Jamaica, Australia, America, Canada, it don't matter. There's a name for you outside of God's name. Read. Give me 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
You know a little bit about slavery, bro?
Do I know enough about slavery?
A little bit.
Yeah.
All you need to know is a little bit. Read that again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So God's people, their sons and daughters are going to be given to another people. Remember I was telling you, Moses was telling them, listen, later in the future, this was written thousands of years ago. He said, later in the future, your sons and daughters are going to be stripped away from you and given to another people. When did that happen? Yeah. Did it happen?
Yeah, it happened. I can't tell you when, but it happened.
Okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you when. Right here. You see all this that's going on right here?
Yeah.
You see these auction blocks?
Yeah. That's when it happened.
This is when it happened.
In America.
It happened right here in America.
Yeah,
it happened right here in the same city that you sitting in.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
I know that too.
So, our sons and daughters were stripped away from us.
That's right.
Is it still happening today? How's it happening today? In the system, right? What's it called? Defects?
Defects.
So say for example, for some odd reason they just feel that you got kids? No. All right, so say you had a kid, right? For some reason, if they feel, listen, what's your name, bro?
Mike.
Mike. They say Mike, you know what I mean? He ain't a good father. According to my standards. That's what they say, right? Let's take his son from it. Can you do anything about it?
Take my cell phone?
No, son.
Take my son.
Say you had a kid.
Yeah.
And they came and they said, Mike ain't a good father, man. According to their standards. Because you said the system, right?
Yeah.
According to the system, Mike ain't a good father. Let's take his kids. Can you do anything about it?
I can fight it, but it ain't too much I can do.
All right, check this out. I'm gonna let the scripture be read. All right, listen up.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
That's you trying to do whatever you say you gonna try to do. You're gonna be sobbing, you're gonna be upset, but you ain't gonna be able to do anything. Read.
And fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might.
There shall be what?
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
So there ain't gonna be no power. You ain't gonna have no power to take them back. You see what I'm saying? This is what was going on then, and this is what still is going on today.
Right.
Because half the men out here have children, right? Half the men out here have children and they stuck in the system, or they've been taken from them. Half the women out here, same thing. You see what I'm saying? That goes on in our communities. You can go a few streets over to a different community, say the so-called white man. That don't happen in their community. Why not? I'm gonna show you why, bro. Keep reading. Matter of fact, give me Zephaniah 2:1. I'm gonna show you something. This is the reason why. Because God is calling the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to rise up.
That's right.
He's calling them to rise up to the state that they're truly supposed to be in. Right? As gods, as kings, as men. Cleaning up their communities. Of making structure in their communities. Raising up children. Being fathers. You see what I'm saying? That's what God is calling them. You see what I'm saying? But to answer the question of why doesn't it happen in their community, let me show you something.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together. O nation, not desire.
Okay, so the reason why it happens into our community is because we're not gathered together. We look at each other as Negroes. You see what I'm saying? We're like, look, this is just another nigga. I don't care about him. I'm doing me. That's how we look at each other. Instead of saying, look, my brother's over here, he hurting. He's down. I'm doing real good. Well, I'm not doing any good if my brother's not doing good. You see what I'm saying? So the reason why it's not happening in their communities is because they are unified. They are gathered together. We the only nation that's not gathered together. You see what I'm saying? Jump back to, give me 48. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore, shalt thou serve thy enemies.
So because we're disobedient, we're going to serve our enemies. Did you know God had enemies? You knew that, right? Did you know we had enemies as God's chosen? Who those enemies?
Whoever ain't God.
Whoever ain't God?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you who the enemies are. Okay.
Therefore, shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So we have enemies because God sent them against us. You see what I'm saying? For being disobedient.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst.
Okay, so check this out. We're going to have to serve our enemies in hunger. What does that mean? You eat something today? What'd you eat?
Chicken.
Some chicken. Where you get that chicken from? Parker's? Alright, so Parker's. You went to Parker's to get the chicken in the little buffet thing, right? Alright. So who do you have to pay for that chicken? The cashier, right? Who owns that, who owns the money in that cash register? Parker's, right? Do you think Mr. Parker's is a so-called black man? I'm gonna tell you straight up, bro. Owning a fuel, you own a fuel place, you're not a so-called black man. You either Arabian or a so-called white man. That's straight up. Any store you go into, Walmart, Wendy's, Kroger's, Piggly Wiggly, whatever it's called, we don't own that, right? You see what I'm saying? Read that again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So he's saying that, look, you going to serve your enemies. I sent your enemies against you. You going to serve them in this way. In hunger. And you need something to eat, you're going to have to go buy it from them. You see what I'm saying? Do we have any convenience stores? Do we have any grocery stores? We ain't got no grocery stores, right? But that's why we have to go to them to buy everything.
Right.
This is one of the curses in the Bible that God said is going to happen unto his people. We're not going to have anything to call our own. Read. And in thirst. And in thirst. The brother over there drinking, right? Because he's thirsty. If you thirsty, you're going to go buy something to drink. My brothers over here, they drinking something because they thirsty. They probably got it from El Cheapo over here. Who owns El Cheapo? Arabian guy, right? So you're going to serve your enemies when you're thirsty.
Right.
You can't even drink water for free. But it falls straight from the sky. You see what I'm saying? Read.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. Just like the clothes you got on right now. You own that clothes now because you served your enemy to get it. You worked hard for your enemy. You work for low wages for them. And then to turn around and say, damn, I need some clothes. Well, I just worked for y'all. Now I gotta give you money back. This is a curse. Because if we were unified, we would have Walmart, we would have hospitals, bus lines, taxis. We will own these parts in these neighborhoods instead of paying tribute or taxes in order to be here, right?
And in what of all things?
And anything you want. That camera right there, that Nikon camera, you had to go to them, right? Right?
I got it off the
But that's what I'm saying. Where did it come from? It might have came from like Japan or something, right? Because don't think that just the so-called white man is the enemy. Every other nation outside of your nation is the enemy. Because they all had a hand in putting us in the dumbest state that we're in today. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to show you that. And then wanting all things, driving license, you want to ride a bus, you need to pay them, anything.
And he,
that same enemy,
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
What's that mean, bro? What's that mean? That same enemy is going to put a yoke of iron upon your neck. What's that mean? He's going to put a chain around your neck and you will be enslaved under him. So what's going on right here in these pictures, that's the yoke of iron that we had around our neck. This has been written for thousands of years in the scriptures, but we, as the proverb says, if you want to hide something from a black man, just put it in the book.
Right.
Because we've had the same book for thousands of years, and we haven't been reading it.
Right.
We don't want to read it. We're just too busy just chilling, doing what we want to do. But the message is in here clear as day for us all these years. Read that again.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee.
Until he hath destroyed thee. Do we have yoke of irons around? Do you have a yoke of iron around your neck right now?
America, yeah.
You do, right? So does my brothers over here, so do we. Oh, so do everybody in this park, right? So the reason for it is because, what does the scripture say at the end?
Until he have destroyed thee.
Oh, look around, bro. Check this out. Do we look destroyed? Do we look destroyed? Yeah, no. Or we look straight. We look like we're going all right. We ain't straight, right? We destroyed. We destroyed, bro. That's what I'm trying to show you. It only takes one brother to hear this message and to step up and do something. That's the thing about it. It's not a coincidence we came out here and then you came right over and said, I want to take some pictures, but then really, you hearing this message, bro, you understanding like, dang, that's my people. That's my people. God is talking about my people, his people, and you part of that. So we destroyed, bro. So what do we got to do? We got to come together. Give me 68. I'm gonna show you the last thing, another thing real quick. Check this out before you go, bro.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So God said, remember, you know Moses, right? Moses freed the children of Israel from Egypt when they were in slavery there, right? So we've been in slavery several times. When they were in slavery there, God said, I will bring you back into Egypt with ships this time. So now if you look at the map, right? If you look at a map, and you're looking at where Egypt is, right? When you're looking at where Egypt is right here, right? Up at the top. And Israel is, right? All this right here is connected, right? That's all connected. So you don't need a ship to go back there, right? When we left, we didn't get on a boat, did we? Or we walked out, right? So, read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So this time when you go into Egypt, you're going to go into Egypt with ships. Let's find out what the word Egypt means. Let's find out what this means. Because it's not talking about a landmass. I'm going to tell you straight. It's not talking about the landmass Egypt. You see what I mean? Give me Exodus 20.
Book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
God brought us out of Egypt by the hand of Moses, right? Read.
Out of the house of bondage.
What does he compare Egypt to? Bondage. You see what I'm saying? Egypt is synonymous to the word bondage. You see what I'm saying? So, read 68 one more time.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So he's going to bring us into bondage again with ships. How did that happen? When did that happen, bro? When did that happen? You know? You don't know when we went into bondage with ships? Who the only people went into bondage with ships?
That was the slave trade.
The slave trade. Who else went into bondage with ships? The blacks went into bondage with ships, right? We docked right here with ships. Right here at these ports. These ports that they're thriving on today, those were first the slave ports before they became the container ports. You see what I'm saying? Those were slaves that were being sold there. You see what I'm saying? Before it was the black, before it was the blacks, it was the Hispanics. In the year 1500. And the Native Americans. Those were the only people who went into slavery by slave ship. That's how you know, by these curses, that's how you know who God's chosen people is. Because he chose only one people. He told them, this is the stuff going to happen to you if you continue to just sit around not doing my commandments. You're going to be at the bottom. We were intended to be at the top. You think you got power, bro? As a black man, you think you got power?
As a black man, I think I do.
You think you do, right? I'm going to show you how much power you have that you think, but you're supposed to know you have. Read, give me, Psalm 8. I'm going to show you something. What the black man understands, what we don't understand is that we have power. We have a lot of power. But we using that power against our own selves. We sitting around doing nothing. We need to be rising up, gathering together. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 6. I have said, ye are God.
What God said?
I have said, ye are God.
God said, you are God too.
That's
Does God have power or not? God has power, right? Read it again.
I have said, ye are God. And all of you are the children of the Most High.
But we know that God's children are Israel.
That's
the
right.
Hispanics and Native Americans. That's who he's talking to. Tell them, listen, all y'all brothers sitting around, y'all gods on this earth.
That's right.
But y'all don't realize that. Because y'all don't realize that, what's going to happen?
But ye shall die like men.
We're going to continue to die. Because we smoking. Because we shooting drugs up. Because we selling drugs to one another. I may not do a drug in my life, but if I sell it to you, am I killing off my own people? That's what it's genocide, right? That's why we gonna die like men. Because our God's meant to die? Hell no. God's supposed to live forever, bro.
That's right.
So how can you live forever? You can by keeping God's laws, bro. That's what I'm trying to show you. You see what I'm saying? So, you believe that we got to keep God's laws, right? Let me show you law. Give me 1 Corinthians. Check these out. I'm going to give you a couple laws to see if it's easy or if it's hard. Because contrary to what the churches teach, that we can't do all the laws because it's too difficult and only Christ kept all the laws and we can't do all that. I'm going to show you something. Because every one of these brothers in purple and gold, we keeping all God's laws. You see what I'm saying? You could be keeping it too, bro, and live forever. That's what we out here to tell you. Read that.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man.
So this is an order that God is putting up together, right? This is Paul explaining, listen, this is what Christ taught us. The head of every man, like you, the person ahead of you is Christ. The person ahead of the woman is the man. Read.
And the head of Christ is God.
So that's the order right there. God, Christ, man, woman. Children fall under that. You see what I'm saying? Read.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So who's the head of man? Christ, right? Read that again.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So if a man is in the midst of prophecy, I'm going to tell you straight, what we doing right here, this is prophesying. So you being in the midst of prophecy, every one of these brothers that can hear this speaker, if you have an ear and you can hear this speaker, you're in the midst of prophecy. So the scriptures say every man that's praying or in the midst of prophecy, having his head covered, dishonoreth who's above him. What does it mean to dishonor somebody? Go against or disrespect, right? Read it one more time.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So what do you think that means?
I think it means that we're not falling under the order. God,
Right.
Christ, man, woman.
Okay.
You know, and it's that crown on our head is like tainted. It's like that's my answer.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So what this is explaining, I'm explaining to you. So what it's saying is, if you a man of God, if you a chosen people of God, which you are, right? If you have your head covered, you dishonor who your head is. While these scriptures are coming out. You understand it now? So what they're saying? All praises, bro. You see how easy it is to keep a law of God? It's not hard at all. It's not hard at all. Let me show you another law. Give me Leviticus 21:5. And check this out. Check this out, bro. Because this is a law that you keeping right now, bro. It's a mighty law that you keeping, bro. You see what I'm saying? Check this out. Read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 5.
Bring it out!
They should not make baldness upon the head.
So God said we shouldn't be bald in our heads. Why? Because you had the most beautiful hair in this world, bro.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And because it was going after the Egyptians. Well, that's what they would do, bald their whole body. Right? Read.
Neither shall they shave off the corners of their beards.
Why you think that, bro? We ain't supposed to be shaving our beards. You got a mighty beard on your face, bro. Is that hard to grow? You got to do anything to that thing? It grows by itself, right? Where's the, give me the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary real quick. I'm going to show you something. This is a dictionary. We didn't write this.
Limitations apply. Discover match for new card members only. Learn more at discover.com/.
Read that. Beard. It's the definition of beard. All right, read.
a badge of manly dignity.
You know what a badge is? A badge, like if a police officer came up, he got a badge. You see what I'm saying? It's showing, you know, most people say, okay, yeah, you gotta respect the badge. But guess what? The Most High God says, in order to gain respect, you doing God's laws, you gotta keep that beard. You see what I'm saying? So read that again. Read it again.
Beard, a badge of manly dignity.
That's how you show that you're a man. Because does a woman have a beard? They can't grow a beard, right? Because it's a woman. Does a boy have a beard? No. That's why men have beards. That's why during slavery, they made us shave our beards. What do they call us? Boy.
Right.
Yeah. They say, hey boy, come here boy. Right? But you're a grown-ass man being called boy. Why? Because you look like a boy if you don't got a beard on your face.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Read that again. Beard. Keep reading.
A badge of manly dignity. As a sign of mourning, it was the custom to pluck it.
Read it from the top.
Beard, a badge of manly dignity. As a sign of mourning, it was the custom to pluck it out or cut it off. The Israelites,
The who?
the Israelites
God's chosen people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
were forbidden to shave off the corners of their beards.
They were what?
Were forbidden to shave off the corners of their beards.
We were forbidden to do that.
Right.
Which means that we were never supposed to do that.
Right.
Like my brother right here has his beard shaved. Some of my brothers over there got their beards marked. You see what I'm saying? The brother over there, he got a nice beard. But the thing about it is we were forbidden to shave our beards. You see what I'm saying? The other nations knew that. That's why they made us shave it. You see what I mean? And that's what they say, hey, you're a boy. But you could be 40, 50 years old. They still calling you boy because that's what you look like. You see what I mean? They stripping you of your manhood. That's what that means. So that's the law you keeping, bro. So, you know, but with a shadow of doubt, that you belong to the tribe of Judah, of the nation of Israel, of God's chosen people. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Check this out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12.
Check this out. So remember I asked you, what we got to do? Read.
And now Israel, what do the Lord thy God require of thee?
So what's the requirement? In order to have eternal life, what do we have to do? Because gods don't die, right? You got to live like a god. You got to be doing the things like a god. A god doesn't defile himself. A god doesn't whore out his own sisters. A god marries women and take care of the household. You see what I'm saying? That's how you can walk around town with your head up. You see what I'm saying? No matter where you go, you can walk around with your head up because you know you're a God doing what God told you to do. Read that.
And now Israel, what do the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God?
How do we fear God? You fear God, bro? How you feel? You know He Almighty, right? So somebody that's Almighty and above everything, that can create or break everything, that's how you feel, right? Because you say, I ain't gonna shave my beard because look, I could shave my beard and all of a sudden I can get hit by a car for breaking God's law. I can walk out my house and get gunned down by one of my brothers. And it could be all because you shaved your beard. You see what I mean? It could be all because you shaved your head bald. Said, man, it's hot out here, man. Let me shave my head bald nice and smooth. But it's against God's law. You see what I'm saying? Read it again.
To fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep of the Lord, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
So, in order for us to get out of the state of where we in right now, we must be keeping God's law.
Right.
The children of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of us. And their children too.
a Jew, it sound odd. For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.